welcome back to another tutorial about the Korg PA5X. In my previous tutorials I showed a lot of tips and tricks of how to use the PA5X. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to use the features I use the most on the PA5X. I'm going to show you how to use the new mute system, the practical use of keyboard sets, how to create new styles within seconds, how to store things in the songbook, and as a bonus I will explain how to improve the sound of the PA5X. One of the new features of the PA5X is the mute system. And the mute system is basically a direct access to the mute of a specific channel. And you can access the mute system by pressing the matrix button 4. And when you press that matrix button 4, you will see that every channel in your style is now highlighted for mute. So let's go to the mixer tab. And when we go to the mixer tab and we press those mute channels, you will see that the mute over here is activated, over here, over here, over here. So you can instantly determine what kind of channels you want to hear during your playing. And I use this a lot. There are some extra tricks. If you want to solo a specific channel, you can hold shift and press that specific channel, for instance the drums, by pressing the second button. Then the second one is not muted. And if you want to unmute everything at the same time, hold the shift button and press one of the colored buttons. And now everything is unmuted again the way you want. So let me give an example how to use it in real time. Let's open the book. Let's load up one of my own songs. This one. So the mute system is a perfect way to build up your song or doing some breaks or variation in it with just your own style. And let's give a practical use of it with the song One Way Ticket from Eruption. And I will start the melody and then let's only activate the drums, then add the bass, add some arpeggiators and then end with the full arrangement again. All on variation 4. So let's do this. To the drums. Now only the drums is playing, and you can, for instance, add the bass line now by pressing the bass. Same style, still variation 4, and I'm building up the song now. So let's add some arpeggiators. I've added some arpeggiators in the pad sounds. So still the same style, and that's something that is new in the PA5X, because now we can use that pad system to build up our song. Let's add the percussions to it. An extra arpeggiator. You can also use the chords. So I did hold the shift, press one of the color buttons, and now the full arrangement is in place again. So just an easy and quick example of how to use the mute system, and you could do this with any style that's in the Korg PA5X. And one nice thing to know is that when you load a MIDI file, let me load up a MIDI file real quickly. Yeah. I have a MIDI file now, and now you see that there are 16 slots available now, and that means that you can mute every channel of that MIDI file. Also in the same way, so you can build up your song in the same way. So you hear now the complete MIDI file. Let's say that we only want to have the saxophone. Alt Shift plus number 3. Now we only have the saxophone, add the electric piano, and the bass. And let's say that we want to enter everything again. Alt Shift, press one of the colored buttons. And now you hear the complete arrangement again. So that's also a possibility to use the mute system. You can use it also in MIDI files. So let's go to the keyboard sets. On the previous models of the Korg, you had an option that was called sound, and then you can play with one sound. And there were also keyboard sets, but most people are only using it for one sound to add it to their styles. In the Korg PA5X, it's more like a synthesizer, and you can use the keyboard sets. There is not a sound option anymore. If you want to go to the sound option, you can press Rec Edit and then the sound edit button, and then you have that sound system again that you are used to from the Korg PA4X, for instance. But the whole system is focused now on keyboard sets, and keyboard sets can be found in this section over here in the middle. And when you press it, you can select one of the keyboard sets that is in the factory set, for instance the Austrian Grand. So that's a keyboard set with a piano. If you press the keys tab, you will see that these 4 elements are connected to the middle area of your screen. And there you can select the 4 sounds that you want to use. There is 1 sound assigned to the lower section, and 3 sounds you can use to build up your new sound, or to use 3 separate sounds to make it more to have a performance type of keyboard set. So how does this work? Just select one of the existing keyboard sets, for instance Austrian Grand, and go to the keys tab and select a new sound that you want to use. Let's say that we want to create an electric piano. When we select the electric piano, be sure that you have to activate for the first upper sound these 2 checkboxes. That means that all the effects assigned to this specific sound are copied to your keyboard set. So I did this now, and now I can disable these 2 elements again. So now we have added the electric piano. And it would be nice if we add a specific pad to it. So let's use the upper 2 for that specific sound. And go to the synth category and select one of the sounds you want to use. For instance, the big and bright pad. So if you use it now, but you also hear that, hey, for this keyboard set, this is a very bright piano. We wanted to have it on the back. So we have to modify this specific sound. You can do that by pressing the menu button and go to the track controls. And there's this option called Sound Edit. And we are going to select that specific pad sound. So now we can use the sound edit mode for that specific pad sound. So by pressing this right arrow gray button, you can go to the pads keyboard section. And we selected the big and bright pad. So if we listen to it now, it's very bright and we want to make it low. And you do that with the cutoff. And now we hear the electric piano and a soft bed. So and we can also raise the attack so that the pad sound comes in later. So now we first hear the piano and then the pad sound is coming in really slow. And we are going to release the pad sound also. So now we changed the sound of the big and bright piano for this specific keyboard set. We are also going to add a guitar to the third one. So enable it by pressing the gray picture and select one of the guitars. For instance, yeah, that's nice. So we have now added the classical guitar, but it's not that loud. So we go to the mixer tab and here we can set the levels of each element in that specific sound. So raise that one. now we've created an electric piano with a pad sound and a classical guitar on top of it. And if you only want to hear the guitar, just mute the upper 1 and upper 2. And pad beneath it. So a nice sound, and now we have a lot of things to play with. We can also add a lower sound, and when you use the split it will play that lower sound, in this case a movie 3. But you can also replace it for a piano or an electric piano. So very nice, and we are going to store this in our own user library. So select Save Keyboard Set. Go to a specific place that you want to store it. Well, I have made a tab called QR Keyboard Sets and give it a name. Now, and I call it EP Guitar Pad. So now whenever I want this sound, I call this keyboard set. If I call a different one, and if I wanted EP guitar pad again, now I have this specific sound. And it remembers the sound edits that you made. So and if you are adding your own sounds to it or programming your own sounds in the synthesizer that is in there, I've created a tutorial about how to program your own Jean-Michel Jarre synths. So if you don't know how to do that, just look that one up on my channel. But when you create those single sounds, you can create them also in a keyboard set, and then you can do really impressive things. So let me load up one of my own sounds. It's called Floating Through Space. And basically what I did here was I've created 3 sounds, a piano and 2 pad choral type of sounds. And well, by using different combinations you can play for instance only with the keyboard set complete songs. Well, let's try something. For instance, let's play the song Gladiator from Hans Zimmer, and let's see what we can do with that. So let me add a second sound now. And by adding, for instance, the piano, I can play the main theme of this song. So with just 3 sounds, you can play these kind of, well, ambient type of songs. It's hard to play, to be honest, but it's really nice to have that you can set up those kind of combinations yourself. So really look into keyboard sets. It's a very powerful feature of the Korg PA5X now. And you can store keyboard sets also in the songbook. We will do that later on. So you can do a lot with it. So the next feature I want to talk about is how to create your own styles. On the Korg PA5X, it's never been easier to create your own styles, and it's a standard feature. You can create new styles within seconds, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So for instance, I have this soft ballad sound, and let's use a default soft ballad sound. So let's say I want to play the song Fragile from Sting in a ballad type of style, but I don't want the 4/4 ballad style, but I want a bossa nova kind of feel to it. So I select a standard ballad style from the Korg PA5X, and it sounds like this. So very boring, not a good style for that specific song. So I want to add that bossa feel to it, because I like the accompaniment from this style, but I don't like the drums and the bass. So let's copy that into this style. So let's see how to do that. It's really easy. Press the Rec Edit button, and we want to edit the style. So edit the style. We are now in the style edit mode. So I press the menu button, and I want to edit the style. So press the style edit tab. And we have all kind of options over here. And one of them is style copy. So select the tab on the right side of your screen. And here we can select our own new elements that we want to copy to this specific style. So we want to add a bossa nova bass and style for it. So let's select one. And let's go to the Latin category. And for instance, let's select Sweet Bossa. I know that style is a nice style. So we are going to say, hey, we are going to copy everything from the drum track for every chord variation to this specific style. So press the execute button. And now we've done that. And we also want to do the same for the bass. Press the execute button. And basically we are done. We are going to save the style. Select one of your own locations. And you can do that by pressing the low area and give it a new name. So soft ballad bossa nova. So save it, press exit. We don't need the style edit mode anymore. And now we changed that standard soft ballad style to this soft ballad bossa nova. So let's play the song now. So really easy to change any style to anything you want, just by combining those two styles. Okay, the next one is how to use the songbook. The songbook is a really important feature of your Korg PA5X because you can store anything in it. So when you press the songbook button, you will get all your songs that you've added to the Korg PA5X, and I have a lot of them. But whenever you think, hey, this is a nice song to play with that specific style, just create a songbook entry for it, and you can play whatever you want, and you have it in your PA5X. So if I want to play Englishman in New York, I can see, hey, it's in C minor, and it's already activated, and I play the C minor. And the whole system is set up to play that specific song. Well, whatever. And you can do this with any sound. The Hey Jude song, also very nice. It's default in the Korg PA5X, and there are a lot of them. Keep on Smiling, C major. So, and now the whole system is set to it. So how do you add a style to the songbook? Well, just select the style you want to add to your songbook. For instance, in the classic pop, let's use the song Rosanna from Toto. And you see here your variations and your intro. Well, before you want to add it to your songbook, press the first button of the keyboard set so that the keyboard set assigned to it is activated, because when you save it to your songbook, the activated keyboard set is stored always in the first keyboard set. So for this specific song, it's the whirly sound. And we want to say, hey, we go to variation 1, and when we want to start the song, it always has to play the intro 1. Now hold the book button for a few seconds, and you can store it. New song name, Rosanna Pop, and select save. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. And now it's in there, Rosanna Pop. And whenever we want to play that song, let's select a different one. Now we have the Rosanna Pop song again. When we play the G major chord, then it will start that specific song. The song is in G major. And then it will automatically go to variation 1 because we said that it had to go to section 1. And if you don't know what chords you have to play, for all these chords are in there. And now it's playing that chords by pressing the sequence button. And in the chord section you can see what it plays. G, F, E minor, G. So now we have set up that Rosanna Pop song in the songbook, but I don't like the organ on the second position. I want to replace that in this specific style in the songbook. Now how do you do that? Well, select one of your sounds that you want to replace it with. Let's select one from the sax category, the alt saxophone. So we want to store that in the book entry of this Rosanna Pop song. And you can do that by going to the entry edit, and then you see, hey, the alto sax is selected, and save it into the organ position when we are going to select it from this book. Save book entry, and it's done. You can also set in the text and lyrics the genre, the artist, and this one is in G major, so let's add that information also. Save the song again. Let's add the name of the Toto, and it's a pop kind of song. Save book entry. So when we are going to the book entry now, you see that the artist is Toto. It's played in G major. And on position 2, the second keyboard set is now the saxophone. So when we are loading a different kind of book, then all these sounds are gone. But if we select it again, Rosanna Pop, then we have on number 2 specifically for this song. If we are going to select this style again, then on number 2 the organ is there again, because that was the original sound assigned to this style. So it's really easy to modify these keyboard sets in your songbook by doing it this way. So that's basically how the songbook works. It's not hard, and there's a very in-depth tutorial about it. Also how to create these kind of set lists and quick access to your specific songs. It's all explained in that tutorial, but the basics are this. So the last part, the last feature I want to talk about is the improvement of the sound of the Korg PA5X. You can set the Korg PA5X sound to your liking, and there's a special feature for that in the settings, and it's in the waves category. So first let me load up a MIDI file to quickly let you hear the difference. Yeah, September for instance. So when you listen to this sound, it sounds fresh, dynamic, and it's all done with that specific setting. So when we press the settings button and we go to the wave style over here, then you are in the section with your EQ for the complete Korg PA5X, and in the master section you can set some basic compression of how you want to use this specific set. And by default it's set to off, and when you play the same song again it sounds like this. And it's not bad, but it's missing that kind of punch. So you are able to create your own presets for this. And I've created a QR Platinum correction profile for this, and it's set in a specific way. And you can enter these settings yourself, but you have to listen to your own, to your own monitors, your speakers, what you like the most. This is a general setting based on some analyzing I did in my studio. But it works really good for the sound of the Korg PA5X. So there are a few things that you need to know. You see that I cut off a lot of the low end. And that's done with this icon over here. And default this is not that icon. So you have to press it a few times to get that specific curve in the low end. If you want my profile, just activate the first, the second, fourth, 6th and 7th one, and disable the 3rd and the 5th, and set the settings according to these settings that I've entered over here. So in the master settings, you can pause the screen if you need more time. In the master settings I've used these kind of settings: a little bit of bass, a little bit of treble, some stereo spread, and no gain at all. It's loud enough already, the Korg PA5X. So when you have entered these sounds, then it will make this kind of difference. So let's start without the elements, and then I will enable it and you can hear the difference. It's off now. So this is without the correction profiles. Let's edit. And when I set it to off again, see that it sounds much more flat and dull. And this gives it much more spread. Much more in your face. So when you have modified these settings, you can press the menu button and you can save it under your name. So whenever you want to use that specific profile, just select it, or just select one of the other ones. I have several of them: live stage, low cut on 60 Hz, 81 Hz, 60 Hz, 81 Hz. Default, PAS default for my speaker system. Flat, then it doesn't do anything. And my own correction profile that I use most of the time also in my videos. So these are the 5 most important features on the Korg PA5X for me that I use a lot. And I hope this helps, and let's see you in the next tutorial.